Hello. So, my name is Avery, and I'm a booktube person. I've done a couple of videos, but none of them have been really good. And ignore the fact that I am very red. I've been in the sun all day at a yard sale, and so I am very sunburnt. And so, yeah. Well, I love booktube stuff and my awesome poster boards that used to say Connie on them, because that's my mom. And then they say garage sale on the back. But, and her thing on YouTube is X-Teen May, and she makes amazing videos and I love them. But she had this one video as I was looking through them today, and it was the top books that she cried over, and so this will have lots and lots and lots of spoilers. So I'll tell you when you can mute it, because there are some books on here that maybe you haven't read yet, and so I don't want to spoil you because I hate spoiling people even though I do it all the time. So here we go, and we're in the process of moving, so it's like really messy. And there's nothing in the closet. And this isn't even my room, this is my sister's room. So yeah, I'm gonna start at 8 and go down to my places where I cried the most. 8 is where I cried, but I wasn't bawling. So, number 8, Paper Towns by John Green. Okay, so I loved Paper Towns. My friend showed me Paper Towns. I had originally read The Fault in Our Stars because my friends told me to, and then she told me to read Paper Towns, so I did, and it made me cry so hard, but it wasn't bawling hysterics and stuff, because I'm a very emotional person, so I cry in almost every book that I read, but, Paper Towns, so, if you haven't read it, please leave. Well, or at least mute your screen. Well, Paper Towns. I cried when he found her, and she was just like, hey. And I don't know why I cried. I don't even know. But, like, I also cried, like, when they were dancing in the rain at SeaWorld. I was like, oh. Okay. Number 7. Let's see if I can... I'm gonna end up doing sign language a lot on here. So let's see. This was 8. This is... I don't even know. This is 8. Yeah, that's 8. 7. Sorry, I'm really tired. Number 7 is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I have 3 of John Green's books on here. I haven't finished one of them, so I can't really cry over that one. I haven't finished Abundance of Catherine's yet, so. And yes, this is the Fault in Our Stars soundtrack going on right now. But Looking for Alaska, if you haven't read it, please leave. But I cried when he found out that Alaska died, and I was just like, no. 'Cause, like, my friend had built this up and she was so excited about it and stuff, and then she made me cry and I hated her for a while. And Jade, if you're watching this, I love you, but you're mean. But, yeah. Okay, number 6. The Maze Runner. So if you haven't read The Maze Runner, which I don't know why you haven't, considering it's like the big thing right now, please leave, and then you can, when you have read, please come back and discuss with me. I'm probably not speaking loud enough. I'm losing my voice because I'm sick. So, I don't know if my music is too loud and I'm not talking very loud, I don't know. But, and I'm really oily because I'm not wearing any makeup because, you know, it's Friday. I was at a yard sale all day. It's useless. So, Maze Runner. I only cried at one part, and it was when Chuck died. And I knew it was coming because I had watched the movie before I read the book, which is really stupid. You should never, ever do that. But I kind of like watching the movie before you read the book because it seems like... You know what? I should do that in a different video. I'll discuss my book antics with you all. Okay, number 5 is Mockingjay. Contrary to what everyone says, I did not... Wait, if you haven't read Mockingjay, leave. I did not cry when Prim died. I didn't. And I didn't cry when Finnick died. Like, I shed a tear when Finnick died and when Prim died, but I didn't cry. I cried when Katniss was yelling at Buttercup about Prim dying. I was, like, bawling my eyes out. I was freaking out. I was like, why? Why, Suzanne Collins? Why would you do this? And I think I threw my book at my friend one time. Like, I reread it or something, and I threw it at her. Okay, number 4 is City of Heavenly Fire, and it's in the Mortal Instruments series. If you don't know what Mockingjay is in, it's The Hunger Games. And by the way, I am so excited for Mockingjay Part 2. It comes out right after my birthday, so me and all my friends, we're all gonna go for my birthday. It comes out November 23rd or something like that, I think. Yeah, I'm really excited. So City of Heavenly Fire. If you have not read City of Heavenly Fire, please leave. I cried, surprisingly, at a couple different parts in this book. Most of them at the end. First off, the fact when... I don't even know why I cried. I think I was laughing my butt off. And of course, this is number 4. So, but I cried when Alec said that he's not Jason. I loved that. That was hilarious. And I'm gonna have like I'm gonna have a video about all the times that I laughed super hard, and that's gonna be definitely one of them because I didn't even know what was going on. I'm like, what? Alec, you are Jace's... Okay. Oh, and I also cried right after Jace and Clary did the deed. I don't know why. I just like started bawling. And then I cried when Sebastian was like, no, I'm Jonathan. And I was like, no! Why would you come back like that? Okay. Number 3 is not a surprise. Allegiant from the Divergent series. Murder. Okay, so if you have not read Allegiant, please leave, or else I'm gonna spoil the crap out of you. I did not cry when... Well, I did cry. But I cried at a couple parts in Allegiant. First off, I cried when Uriah died. I was bawling. Let's see. I also cried when Tori died. This entire book I was crying. I cried when Triss's mom like came in at the end, and she's like, and Triss was like, "Mom, am I done?" and stuff. And she's like, ah. It hurt me bad. And then of course when Tobias found out and he was like yelling and screaming about how like he just wanted to hear her breath again and kiss her one more time, I was bawling. I was bawling. Ugh. Okay, so number 2, The Selection, which is really surprising. I don't even remember. Let's see. I think I cried in all 3 of them. I have not read The Heir yet. There's 4 books plus a bunch of novellas in the Selection series, and first is the selection, the second is the elite, and then the third is the one, and then the fourth is the heir. And I have not read the heir yet. I read the first five chapters today on Audible, so I will probably end up reading the rest of them sometime soon. But for now, I cried in the selection when friggin' what was it? When Anna Farmer slapped Celeste. I don't know. Celeste. I was crying. I don't know why. I don't even remember why. It was forever ago. And then in the Elite, I cried at a bunch of different times, especially when Maxon showed America his back and told the story about his dad beating him and stuff, and I was just bawling. And also when she was talking about how Maxon was pre-celebrating their engagement, I loved that. That was cute. And then of course in the one, I cried when Maxon got all mad at her for like being close to Aspen. Her hand was like on his chest or whatever, and he started getting all mad. I was like, dude, calm down a little bit. Okay, it's alright. But I was still bawling. And then the entire end of that book was all in blurs. I couldn't read it correctly because my vision was crappy because of bawling my eyes out. Because, like, the whole thing with Maxon getting shot in the shoulder, whatever, right here, or whatever. And then when she came out of this, when she was in the safe room, and she's like, I'll let you call me your dear, and I was like, no! I can't wait to make a book talk about those. Choking to death. But yeah. That's it for right now for the selection, or else I'm gonna start crying. And like the entire end of the one was like bawling for me. Especially when she was talking about how Celeste, when the fake guard came up and just put a bullet through her skull, I was like, no, not Celeste. Okay, and then number one is the host, and I love the host, I do. And I have a very, very, very loved copy where the binding is all ripped up, and I used pink duct tape on it to hold it together. And it's at my other house, which is in Idaho, and I'm in Washington right now with my mom. So, and there's gonna be more information about me and my character later on in life. But, I cried, well, if you haven't read The Host, please leave. I cried in The Host at the end when Melanie was like, you're not leaving and stuff, and then Ian was just like touching Wanda's face at the end. I was like, no! And I love that name, Wanderer. I love it. Love it. And it is like totally on my names for future children. So is Wisteria. I love that. And Maxon. I think those are cute. But, okay. And then point 5. Because I had to put this in here, but I didn't want to put it at the end because I bawled. This is like my top. I bawled. And it just so happens to be the soundtrack that we are listening to. The Fault in Our Stars. I cried throughout the book because I know what it's like to have someone be dying of cancer. And it sucks. And even when you don't know about it, like my grandpa died of cancer and we didn't know. He wouldn't tell us. And it's terrifying. And I loved The Fault in Our Stars. And I was just like bawling and crying the entire way through. And then there's this $2 movie theater in Burley, Idaho. And so we went, me and my friend Taylor, we went to the Burley, Idaho $2 movie theater. We sat there and just the credits started, the beginning sequence started, and I'm just like already bawling. And Throughout the movie, I'm crying my eyes out, and my friend's sitting there laughing at me. And I was so mad. I was so mad. I literally, when we went back to my grandma's house, I yelled at her. I was so mad that she wasn't crying. Well, there's a little insight into my life of me bawling my eyes out. So, for right now, bye!